Hi, I'm Allan from Response Fire and Electrical, and this is Kirk Neal from Response Fire and Electrical, and today we're going to show you how to find a faulty appliance. We're going to demonstrate how to reset a circuit or change a fuse if there's certain scenarios of loss of power in your house. So what we want to do is run over the separate types of scenarios that you're going to have, and we're going to start with we've lost power to half of the house on the power points only. So let me explain how that works. I've got two switchboard types here. You might have one like this where it's got the Western Power black meter on the left hand side, and then you've got like a black main switch, and you would have had RCDs installed at a later stage onto a black panel, and then these are ceramic fuses. Okay, so this is scenario number 2. You've got a black meter, and then you've got DIN mounted circuit breakers there. Now these fuses could also be circuit breakers that do the same thing for overload protection. But anyway, so to lose power to half the house, it means there's 2 or more circuits for power in the house, and what happens is they'll run out like this, and it'll go into there, 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 and there, and then the second circuit will run out and go to there, 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 and there. And so someone goes, oh, we've lost power to half of the house, and it's no longer does my fridge work. So I'd say the kitchen, the fridge was in the kitchen, hello, and it stopped working. So what we need to do is go through a couple of things first of all. So power trips out. First thing we want you to do is to go to the main switchboard and see if you can reset the circuit breaker or the RCD, and also check your fuse wire. So these are, you can pull the fuses out, and then you can see if you pull the wire to see if it's still connected through the fuse. If it's not connected, that's why you've lost power. It's overloaded. It's melted that little wire. So if you find that the RCD is tripped out, and you go to reset it and it trips right back down again, then we've got a problem somewhere. So we've got to try and identify where that problem is. So what we want you to do is to go back into the house and go to where everything stopped working. So these might be okay, so there's no point worrying about the circuit that's still working, because that's not the one that's tripped. On the circuit that's tripped and things aren't working anymore, go around and pull out. You have to pull out the plug from the wall socket. You can't just turn off the switch on the power point, and pull out all of the appliances that are plugged into the power points. Ones we want you to make sure you don't miss is the dishwasher. So you have to get under the sink and look for where that dishwasher plug is plugged in.
Another one's rangehood. They're often up high in the cupboard, easy to miss.
Yep.
Behind the fridge, so you've got to pull the fridge out. You've got to take the fridge out.
Fridge is a big one. Yep.
Kettle,
anything with the water, so dishwasher, kettle, fridge, anything that has any sort of moisture is going to cause an RCD to trip. So we want to make sure we pull them out, and then what we can do is walk back outside and see if we can push up that circuit breaker. What we will generally find, if it's an appliance, then you'll be able to reset it. We'll go back to normal. So then what we want you to do is go back inside and plug one thing in at a time until it trips out again. As soon as you plug in that appliance that trips it, that's the faulty appliance. You can go ahead and plug in everything else without the faulty appliance, and you can throw the faulty appliance out or get it repaired or whatever you want to do with that. So that's the power situation. Scenario number 2 is we've lost power to the lights. So same thing, sort of similar to loss of power. So what we want to do, first step, is to come out to the switchboard and check if the RCDs have tripped, check if a circuit breaker's tripped, or check the fuses, pull the fuses out, check the wire to make sure that that wire hasn't melted. You're going to get more likely that the wire's melted on a lighting circuit because of water, electricity on outside light fittings and stuff like that. So after that, if you can't reset the circuit, you want to go back inside and turn off all of the light switches. turn them off so they're not on, and then come back outside and try and reset it. If you can't reset it after that, you're going to need an electrician. It's probably a fault on the neutral or something. The other thing is, if you can turn it on after that, go back through the house one switch at a time, turn the light on. You might come in here, it's all good, it's all good, it's all good, it's all good. And then you get to the back door and you check that light switch and it trips all the power out. And then you go outside and there's a light fitting here and it's full of water. Whoa, so full. And they fill up, especially if they're on the eave sheet. Water comes down, hits the gutter, overflows back into the light fitting and it just fills it up with water. You're not turning that back on. So, do you want to talk about the third scenario we can get?
Yeah, so the third scenario is we have no power, no lights at all. First point of reference is check with Western Power, see if you've got a blackout in your street area or whatever like that. Because to lose everything, you've either got a pretty serious fault or it's a supply issue. So Western Power probably already know about it. And if you call up and you go, look, this is where I live, have you had any reports of any power outages? They'll say, yes, we're working on it, it'll be however long. The next thing to do, again, is to go out and check your circuit breakers again. So under some circumstances, you may have managed to trip, say, what they call a service protection device, which will sit here. That could be a circuit breaker.
Big black fuse.
If you won't be able to replace that fuse, but if it's a circuit breaker, you might be able to turn it back on. Again, you could have just lost an RCD that covered most of your power and your lights, and you weren't to know that the other circuits, like your air conditioner or your heaters, might still be working.
Yeah.
So it could just be that all of your power and all of your lights is on the same RCD.
Yeah. Another thing with the newer meters, there's little LED lights on it, so you can see if they're off, then you've got no power at all, and it's a supply issue. So Western Power will be able to help you out with that in WA or whoever your retailer is. Yeah, that concludes fault finding. If you have any questions or anything else you want us to add, just let us know. Have a good day.